I'm Jade. This is the Moment of Impact 6/22. Before we get going, I woke up with a bit of a sinus infection today. So if my voice is kind of nasally, or if I sound kind of stuffed up, or I just don't have very much energy, that is why. Not feeling too hot today. But anyway, we will be doing a review of the Bergara B-14 HMR, chambered in 300 Winchester Magnum. 300 Win Mag. Anyway, so let's start from the muzzle. We have a 24-inch blued black barrel. Blued is just a stain they put on. It's a finish. It just makes it a little bit more weather resistant. Doesn't let it rust as easily. Anyway, so we have a threaded muzzle. That's the thread protector. Takes a little bit of unscrewing because the threads are really tight, and there's a lot of them. So there's the threaded muzzle. There's the thread protector. This gun weighs, with the sling and bipod I have on it, 10 pounds and I think 4 ounces. So pretty hefty gun for carrying around with you in the woods hunting. That is why I put a sling on it. Anyway, so it has the synthetic stock with a micro frame inside of it, made out of aluminum, so it's nice and sturdy. It's a 100% free floated barrel. If you can see, there's a gap all the way in between the stock and the barrel there. Everywhere. There's no contact with the barrel to the stock. Anyway, and Bergara is really well known for their barrels. They, instead of a lot of companies who, once the hole has been drilled through the steel, so the barrel, they'll just run a machine there, and that's why you typically have to break the gun in, because there's a lot of sharp edges and everything. Well, Bergara, they go through it with a bunch of different tools I don't know the name of, but they just sand it down. It's kind of like sandpaper. They sand the inside of the barrel down, so there's none of those sharp edges or machine edges. So unless it's just an excuse to go out and shoot, you don't really need to break the barrel in. Really accurate. It's got 1 in 10 twist rate, so every 10 inches there's one full twist. And it's a 24-inch barrel, like I said. Anyway, so, and then that's where the scope would be. There's no Picatinny rolls on it yet. I gotta do that and put a scope on it. Anyway, so we got the bolt, extremely smooth, and then the 5-round detachable AICS style magazine right there. Magwell, you just stick it in, and then it's a 2-lug bolt, 2-piece lug bolt, or 2-lug bolt. I don't have my words right today. Anyway, so I'm a 2-lug bolt, so it's super smooth. When the firing pin isn't engaged, it kind of wiggles a little bit, but if you just hold right here and twist it a little bit to the left and then push the bolt handle down, it doesn't do as much. But once the firing pin has been engaged, it doesn't wiggle very much at all. Anyway, and then you have the adjustable cheek piece right here. You adjust it with this little knob. Twist it to the left from that view, and it'll come up, and that's how far up it goes before it comes out. And then to just tighten it wherever you want it, and then rest your cheek on it like that. So let's just put it down, and you gotta have it either out or down to take the bolt out. To take the bolt out, you press that. Don't know its name, but you press that, and then it comes right on out. So that is that. And then the safety right there, once again, will not go into safety until the firing pin is engaged. So, and then with this gun, when the safety's on, instead of just locking the trigger in place, it just disengages the trigger from the firing pin, so you can pull it, and then. And talk about hair trigger. Watch. So I'm just gonna pull it with my fingernail, and then it's got a really curved bolt or curved trigger, and it goes all the way up to there. You can push on it up there, and it'll shoot. I think it's about a 1.5 pound trigger pull. I think you said. Wobbled a little bit, but that doesn't really matter unless you're shooting it super long range. And then the butt pad. It's not too soft, but not too hard. I could not feel a kick really at all. I didn't feel it except for when I had my hand a little too far forward. And it slammed the sling into my knuckle right there. Kind of hurt.
So yesterday you went out and shot it. What'd you think?
It didn't. I was expecting it to kick like a mule. I mean, it kicks pretty hard, but my shoulder wasn't even red after 10 shots. So, oh, and then for those of you who don't know, sorry I don't really have very many bullets, but these are all I got. So, this is what a 300 Win Mag looks like. That's a 22 long rifle. And that's what a lot of shooters start off on. This little 22 long rifle, 42 grain bullet. And then here is a 5.56. That is what most AR-15s are chambered in. It's a 55 grain bullet, FMJ. So
that's what you shoot out of your AR.
Yeah, that's what all AR-15, well, not all AR-15s, but what your standard AR-15 shoots, that's what all military AR-15s and all those shoot. That's it. 55 grain, 5.56, and I just knocked it over. Okay. And I knocked that one over again. Give me the 5.56. Right there. That's a 5.56. That's a 300 Win Mag. Side by side with the 5.56. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's quite a difference between those two. That is a 190 grain Black Hills hollow point. there's not very big of a dip, but there is a little hollow point in there, and in fact I believe that the 22, it is. That's a hollow point as well. So 22 and the 300 are both hollow points. The 22 is a rim fire. These are both center fires, so the firing pin has to hit right on the primers in the center, otherwise it will not fire. The 300 Win Mag is a belted round, so once you can get the 5.56, they're both rimless, but as you can see, after that rim that does not protrude, there's that little divot where the extractor grabs onto, and then it's the same diameter all the way through until the neck down part. With the 300 Win Mag, there's the rim, that little divot, and then it's big right there. It's the same diameter as the rim, but then it cuts down. That's the belt. It's called a belted round. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's right there. Yeah, I'm not sure its purpose. Probably because it gets put on
A little more to your left.
belts.
Keep going.
Like with the what do you call it? Just like belt-fed machine guns, like an M249 saw. They're on a belt, like a minigun. The rounds are on belts, so I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it. Anyway, so this gun, before tax, I believe was $958 at our North 40. After tax, it was what, 115 or so, 100 or 1,015, 1,030 or so, something like that. Not too much. And then this Bipod cost me $50. It when it's at its shortest, it's at 9 inches, so these are 9 inches, and then at its longest, it is 13 inches. And then there's this little thing right there that you can pull out and move a little bit, so that you can loosen it or tighten it more. But then you just twist it to the right. I got it really tight, but twist it to the right. To the right side of the gun, but twist it to the left. And then it'll swivel on that. Just tilt. It won't go around. It'll just tilt, as you can see. But anyway, so let's get that relatively straight up and down again, and tighten that back up. Alright, and like I said, it's a 9 pound, or 10 pounds with the sling and bipod on it. So a little heavy to be carrying around, and then to shorten it, once you do that, just press that button, and then boom, spring loaded. Or you can go like that, and then twist that, tighten it up, and then you can have it like that if you're on a hill. And then also if you're on a hill, you loosen that again and adjust it towards straight up and down. A couple more things. The sling, you could get a longer sling, but this gun is kind of top heavy, so when you put it on across your shoulder or on the same shoulder, it sags a little bit, so you gotta hold it like that, otherwise it sags way down. Or you can go like that, and then it'll go like that until it's basically level, unless you just hold a hand down like right there. Anyway, and then another thing, at the back of the bolt, when the firing pin is engaged, that pops out a little red indicator that it's out, and then when it's down, it disappears inside of there. That's the firing pin. Anyway, so enough said about that. Let's talk about the round a little bit. The 300 Win Mag was built sometime in the 1900s, 1950 or so. I don't know all the backstory on it. Anyway, as a matter of fact, Chris Kyle, his Remington 700 is chambered in 300 Win Mag. And on paper, so for like shooting paper targets, its effective range is 2,200 yards. A mile is 1,760 yards. So it's 600, 500 yards over a mile, basically. Its effective range for, heck, I've seen people on YouTube and stuff take moose out to about 1,300 yards with this round. Elk, you can take it out to about 15 or 16 even, and deer, you can really push it out there. We're probably going to be doing a lot of hunts with these, like long range, stuff like that. At 100 yards, it has, 3,400 and I believe 62 foot-pounds of energy, and then it drops by about 200 at 200 yards and 300 yards, and once it hits, 1,800 yards, I believe, it's still at 2,400 foot-pounds of energy. And to dust a moose side by side, I think that's how it was. Anyway, you need 1,500 foot-pounds of energy. I heard that on YouTube, so that might not be completely right. But anyway, so and then for an elk, same thing, 1,000 foot-pounds, and then a deer 500 foot-pounds. I'm not sure if that was to go through the shoulder bone or what. I think it's to go through the shoulder bone. Anyway, so that's the 300 Win Mag. Once again, let's just do a little comparison. 22 long rifle, 5.56, 300 Win Mag. So, oh, and another thing about the gun, I like this about it, but you can open the bolt up, and a lot of guns you can't really do this. You gotta like really thread it into the chamber. You can just, as long as it goes in, just drop it in, and then boom, it'll go in. Which a lot of precision shooters like to do when they're at, say, like the target range. Just drop the round in and then chamber it. So you can do that with this gun. Like I said, to extract the magazine, you press that, and it'll just fall out. And then to either load it faster, or unload it, or clean it, it's like an air mag. You just press that in, and then slide it forward. That's it. And then you just put it back in. There we go. And then slide that forward, and then there you go. Might want to redo that, get in there right. But that's basically it. We'll be doing a video of shooting it and sighting it in once I put a scope on it.
What scope are you putting on this rifle?
Viper, or Vortex Viper. I'm not decided yet on whether I wanted to go the Viper HS or HD. But anyway, 4-16 by 44 for the HS, and 4-16 by 50 for the HD. Both first focal plane scopes, both have parallaxes, and those turrets that you see on most sniper rifles, everyone, that's normal. But then, yeah, you just put it in and boom, there you go. But anyway, so, yeah, and then I'll have to put that on, and instead of getting a scope cam, I think I'm going to get a GoPro and mount that onto the scope. They got better footage, and you can record with them. Anyway, so, that's the review of the Bergara B-14 HMR chambered in 300 Win Mag. If you haven't already subscribed, hit like, hit the bell, so that you will get notified whenever we upload new videos. And if you hit like, the more people who like, it'll get into YouTube's algorithms and more people will see it. Anyway, have a good day. See ya.